Well, we learned yesterday that Prince Andrew's sexual assault case filed in the US by Virginia Giuffre has been settled out of court for an undisclosed amount, with some of the money reportedly being delivered in the form of a donation to the accuser's charity.
The Duke of York, who was recently stripped of his HRH and honorary military titles, acknowledged that Giuffre suffered both as a victim of abuse and as a result of public attacks. He also says he regrets his association with Jeffrey Epstein. And
just as the royal family draws a line through the Prince Andrew scandal, the palace is now contending with the allegations of cash for honours against heir to the throne, Charles. For more, we welcome journalist, royal commentator Angela Mollard. Hello, Angela. So much going on in the royal family. An undisclosed figure for the Andrew settlement, but the legal costs are said to be well into the millions. That'd be millions and millions and millions. Where's the money coming from?
Well, look, it's thought that it's sort of 10 to 12 million pounds, which would put it in dollar terms around 20 to 22 million. Now, this money is going to apparently be paid, as you said, to Giuffre's charity and also damages to her. Look, the expectation is that it will be partly funded by the Queen, but not out of the sovereign grant. Now, the sovereign grant is the money that's given to the royal family by effectively taxpayers. It can't come from that. There would just be public outcry. So it's likely to come in part from the Duchy of Lancaster, which is made up of a lot of the Queen's financial concerns. It's commercial property in London, it's golf courses, it's cottages, she owns mines and a quarry, that sort of thing. And that last year, that made about 23 million pounds. There's also thought to be some money coming from Andrew himself from the sale of his Verbier property, a ski chalet in the Swiss Alps. But there's only about 5 million in equity in that property. And of course, the Duke has only ever earned about £250,000 a year, which is from the Queen's giving him money, the royal stipend, plus a little Navy pension, which he still gets. So really, the Queen is going to be financing this payout.
Wow. And Andrew, look, he's losing a lot of things. He's already been stripped of his HRH status, but there are now calls for him to lose his dukedom as well?
That's right. So the Duke of York, the grand old Duke of York, not so grand now, obviously, he represents the county of York, and there's a huge outcry. 88% of people in that county want him to be stripped of the Duke of York title. They say, as those things are, he's stupid and arrogant, and they don't want to be associated with him. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens, whether that actually gains momentum. At the moment, it's all being driven by a Labour MP. So I think that, we think that this case is over, that there's, that's the end of it. This is definitely not the end of it.
Yeah, and the headlines are damning, aren't they, right around the world? There's been no mention of a non-disclosure agreement signed as part of this settlement. But would there be certain things either party can or cannot say in the future, Ange?
That's right, Kylie. Well, as you remember, back when he did the Newsnight interview, Prince Andrew actually denied he'd ever met Virginia Giuffre or even, obviously sexually abused her. What he cannot, we understand, do is repeat that. He cannot repeat that claim that he didn't sexually assault her. Of course, in the statement, there's no admission of guilt, but he cannot repeat that statement. As for non-disclosure agreements, the understanding is that neither party will speak for the rest of this year to let the Queen enjoy her Jubilee year, and so that experience will not be tainted. But there's every expectation that Virginia Giuffre will write a book, and there's speculation it will be published at the end of this year.
And we'll be getting the exclusive interview here on the morning show, I'm sure. Moving on from one scandal to another, it's like a soap opera here at the Opera with the royals. Prince Charles is now in hot water?
Yeah, you have to imagine that Andrew's very happy that this story has broken this morning. Yes, that's right, Millsy. There's an investigation into Prince Charles that an aide of his helped to secure the prince's support for this Saudi person to become a citizen, to receive British honours in return for donations of several $1 million. Now, Clarence House is denying that there's no evidence in this case. There has been an internal inquiry which has shown nothing. But Scotland Yard has launched an investigation into this, and of course, not a good look for the next in line to the throne at the moment.
Okay. Andrew, before you go, this is some lighter, nicer news. We love seeing Prince Harry and his cousin, Princess Eugenie, at the Super Bowl together. I mean, was this the first royal visit to LA? The first of the fam to pop by and use the sofa bed in the spare room at Montecito?
I don't think it would be the sofa bed. I bet she's got her own wing. Look, this is the first visit that we know about in any case. And Eugenie and Harry have always been close. As you remember, Kylie, just before Meghan and Harry were announced as a couple, Eugenie and her husband, or then boyfriend Jack Brooksbank, actually went to Canada and they went out for a Halloween night together. Harry and Eugenie have always been close as cousins. But I think this is really interesting because it's a real endorsement of the fact that he still has these, these warm connections within the royal family, and that despite the fact that he's moved away from that life of duty, that they have still retained this close friendship. I really enjoyed seeing those pictures.
Okay, it was good stuff. And funny, she just happened to be there at Super Bowl time.
Oh, you just happened to be. Just happened to be there.
Typical family, right?
And you can get me some tickets, Harry. You can get me some tickets? Oh, yeah, I can get you some tickets.
Harry, I happen to be in town during the Super Bowl. Thank you, Ange.
Thanks, Ange.
Thanks.
Coming up for you, you did the royal wave then. Thank you.
I did.
It's the only time it may be appropriate the whole show.